Hey, it's Wesley here, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to get unresponsive clients to respond to you. That's a common question I get all the time. Basically, you send an email, text, whatever you're doing, and you just don't get a response. Nothing. Crickets. What's going on? Why aren't they talking to me? Why aren't they responding to my message? Nothing hurts the ego more than that, right? Should I email again? Should I text again? What is going on? Or is it something deeper than that? Maybe they don't want to talk to me. Maybe they just didn't get my message. Or maybe it's something else. Let's go ahead and dig in. I'm going to give you some tips and things that you can do to, I guess, get better results and have better luck with people responding to your stuff. All right, let's jump in. All right, so let's lay out a couple scenarios. Starting with one, maybe you sent out an email. Maybe you emailed some clients or maybe even leads, and you didn't get a response. Let's start with your clients, because this is something that probably hurts more, right? If leads don't respond, that's one thing, right? We know probably they're ignoring us, maybe, and I will address that. But clients, come on, they know us. Of course they should respond, and maybe that fear that lies inside you about what if they don't respond and how that might hurt your ego or just hurt your feelings holds you back from sending out the email or doing your follow-up to begin with. So usually when it comes to clients not responding, it's the most common reason, really, they're just busy, right? They're busy. So they might see it. How many times do you see something, you don't ever reply, you don't respond? I mean, I send you guys stuff all the time and you don't reply to my stuff, right? So that could be it. But there's another reason too. You didn't give a reason to reply. So what are you sending? What is in the email, right? Are you just talking at them? Are you sending like tips and articles and a newsletter or something else, and they don't reply? Or are you sending out maybe something else that just kind of feels canned? If they feel like it's automated, if they feel like it's canned, they're less likely to reply. So a lot of you are using like pre-written emails from drip email systems or CRMs and things like that, where most of it feels like a canned email. It doesn't feel like anyone wrote it. It looks like it came from a system. It looks different than an email you typically send. And so because of that, people are kind of like, okay, they read it. All right, they made a mental note, but that's about it. They're not going to engage. They're not going to reply. They're not going to react to that email. So how do you fix this? Well, it's really simple. It's like, just make it real, right? Drop down those words instead of telling this whole paragraph of, what's going, or whatever you're trying to do. Instead, maybe drop it to a sentence. What if you tried something like, hey, Sally, how are you? How are things going? ? That's it. That's it. Or are you doing something with your emails where you're always asking for something? That's another thing that causes people not to respond. Like, hey, Sally, I was just wondering, do you know anyone looking to buy or sell a home anytime soon? That's just asking, something like that. If you're just coming at them asking and asking and asking, you're going to get less replies. What about if you were just to come out and just simply connect? Think about how you would connect with, a friend or family member or someone you haven't talked to for a while. You might just want to know how things are going. Hey, I was thinking about you. Thought I'd check in. How are you and the family? Something simple. Things like that you send just from your regular email, from your Gmail or Outlook or wherever you're sending it from. You send something like that, you're going to see replies go up quite a bit, actually. And then what happens if you send that out and they still don't reply? Well, it's possible they're not checking that email very often. It's possible to get a lot of emails and just simply looked over it. And it's also possible, depending how you're sending that email, that it just simply got filtered. Usually, if you're sending it through Gmail or something like that, you're not going to get filtered as spam. But if you're sending it through your CRM or you're sending it through an automation or some automated system, then unless you did a few complicated things involving DNS records and SPF records and things like that, which you may not know whether you've done that or not, then it's likely that those emails are landing in the spam box or in the promos box, and now they're not reading them. So these are all things these are technical reasons, these are logical explanations of why maybe people aren't responding to you. So, you don't have to be hurt or anything like that. And then final reason might be, there's probably a million other reasons. They're too busy, they didn't get your email, they read your email, then forgot about your email. The list goes on of all these innocent reasons of why they didn't respond. So there's probably like way more innocent reasons why they didn't respond than there are like sad reasons. I'll just call them sad reasons. A sad reason is maybe they're not Indian no more, right? Maybe they moved on. They just no longer want to continue the relationship, But that's okay. You could still try, and maybe they unsubscribe or say, oh, you know what? Maybe stop emailing me. Then you'll know, right? But if you don't email very often, you'll never know because you don't email enough to find out. Let's put it that way. Most of you don't. So I would say that addresses probably every common reason why people don't respond. So how do we go ahead and we address these emails again to get people to respond? Again, just be real. That's it. That is it. Just simply be real. Ask how they're doing. Show some interest. And think another thing too that I want to throw in here. When you're sending out stuff, sometimes if you think about withholding some information, meaning you give a lot of information out or whatever, and then they don't respond back, it's because they have all the information they need to process it. But sometimes it's best to hold back some information to give them a reason to respond. A lot of times I see a lot of the emails, a lot of the templates, a lot of the things people are saying, and it's like you're going straight for the sale. Like you're going to sell a house, you're going to sell something in an email or something. This is relationship business, right? You're in a relationship business. So instead of doing that, take a step back and just open the conversation. Get the next reply, hold some information back so they have a reason to reply and reach back out to you, right? Anyway, that I think should give you everything you need in regards to getting clients to respond. Now, we can go ahead and talk about how do we get leads and prospects to respond. I'll touch on it a little bit, but I'll probably go ahead and do another video. We can go a little deeper into it. But pretty much the same principles all apply. When you're sending an email to a new prospect, most likely you're saying something that A, everyone else is already saying, or B, doesn't really give them a reason to respond. It's an automated text. It's an automated email that feels and looks and reads automated, and so no one's going to reply to that. People are more likely to reply if they feel like the email was written to them personally, or if, that's pretty much it, written to them personally, and that way they feel like, oh, okay, like I'm going to respond to this person because they actually cared enough to write me an email or send me a text or whatever it may be. So those are just some things to think about. All the other tips still apply, like hold back some of the details, use curiosity factor, all that kind of stuff. I always say like all sizzle, no steak. That's the idea. That's how you get people to reply. Anyway, is everyone to reply? No, it's never going to happen. Not everyone's going to reply. But the better your question is, the better the call to action is, and simply asking them to reply. Yeah, just simply asking, hey, reply when you get this. Yeah, just ask that, and you'll see you get a lot more replies. Another thing you could try doing is something called a bump. What does that mean? Well, since we know the majority of people don't respond because they're busy or some other, innocent reason, well, then you can simply just remind them to respond. It's that simple. So you can send an email or text just saying, hey, did you get my message? Let me know. Let me know either way. Are you still interested in this? Question mark, right? These are different things you can do, just little bumps. So you can, let's say you sent an email today, you didn't hear from them the next day or the next day, you can send a bump. Hey, did you get my message? This and that, whatever. You can keep that going for a little bit until finally you kind of like assume, okay, they're either not getting your messages at all, or they really just don't want to respond to you. Again, it's usually they're not getting them, or maybe they're just super, super busy. But these are some ways that we found help get that response rate up, where they'll finally respond and say, sorry, I've just been busy. I've been meaning to get back to you. Or, yes, I got your message. I'll let you know. Or finally say, can you just leave me alone? Right? I'm too busy. Or, this is not Patricia. Take me off your list. Something like that. Sometimes they say go to the wrong person. That's not me. And they just don't reply. They just delete it. So these are some other ways too that you can use to elicit some of those responses. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Till the next one, this is Wesley.